Israel and Iran have been raining missiles at each other for the past 3 days. This is the latest. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed that the Iranian intelligence chief and his deputy have been killed in Israeli missile strikes. Netanyahu has said that Mohammad Kazemi, the head of IRGC intelligence, and his deputy Hassan Mohaqiq were targeted in an Israeli Air Force strike. The Israeli Air Force claims to have struck an Iranian aerial refueling aircraft at Mashhad Airport in eastern Iran. This is approximately 2,300 kilometers from Israel. Reports say the Israeli forces are operating to establish aerial superiority over Iranian airspace. Iranian state media has said there has been no damage to Mashhad Airport's buildings or runway following the strikes. Israeli strikes hit the Iranian Defense Ministry compound in northeastern Tehran. Over the past few hours, Israeli forces have struck the South Pars gas field, triggering fires. Iran media claims there have been civilian casualties in the capital Tehran, while other areas like Tabriz in Iran were hit. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has confirmed that 8 other senior commanders of its aerospace division were killed in Israel's Friday airstrikes on the capital Tehran. In a statement published on its official news outlet Sepa, the IRGC extended condolences over the martyrdom of its senior commanders. Iran's Majlis, or unicameral parliament, is considering withdrawal from the treaty on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons in the wake of Israeli strikes on its nuclear facilities. Deputy Rahula Izzadkar said the minimum necessary measure is withdrawal from the NPT. We are currently considering this issue in Parliament and even withdrawal from the IAEA. Images show motorists queuing at petrol stations in Tehran amid fears of shortages after Israel's struck fuel depots and oil refineries across the Islamic Republic. French President Emmanuel Macron says he hoped for a return to calm in the coming hours in the Iran-Israel conflict and called for a resumption of nuclear talks with Iran. We were earlier joined by experts around the globe on the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict, and this is what they told us.
Kurt is entirely right, because he is underlining the real threat from the Russian side, from the experience of a war in Ukraine over the last years now. If you take into consideration that the Russians have today 200 or 300 hypersonic missiles, they have about 350 intercontinental missiles and 200 from submarines and 300 to 600 cruise missiles to continue any attack. You see that through these attacks, the NATO countries are really threatened.
It might be too little too late. I mean, the U.S. and our allies have been reaching out to Iran for a decade now, trying to come to an agreement. I thought the JCPOA in 2015 was a really bad deal and would not have ended the Iranian or the regime's attempts to acquire a nuclear bomb. Here we are 10 years later, and I think that, you know, any messages from Iran, with the exception of we will stop developing a nuclear weapon, anything but that, I think, will be a non-starter with the U.S. and with Israel.
You know, the devil rests in the details. We have to see the details first, and to be sure that Iran will never, and I mean never, never in the future, have anything connected to nuclear weapons. Only if this is achieved, we might stop attacking Iran. And look, Iran is a giant country. The population is 10 times compared to Israel. The space of Iran is like 30 times compared to Israel. The economic capabilities of Iran are giant. Yet, they are launching missiles which are actually dumb missiles, very heavy, very dangerous. They kill here and there, but they kill women and children.
There is still potential for things to escalate further, and it's important that so far the US has been saying that it's not directly involved. That means Iran still has something left to lose, and it could still be restrained in the way that it is retaliating. Right now, as you're showing, Iran is striking Israel directly, but its missile capability has been degraded by the Israeli strikes. Its other options basically are to widen the war by attacking others. Now, that could include, based on things we've seen in the past,
Israel has taken this conflict to Iran, holding it accountable for its regional aggression because it identified that Iran was beginning to assemble a nuclear weapon, and it would be too late if Israel didn't act now. So if the Iranians want to act in good faith to dismantle their nuclear weapons project and enrichment, that would be a very positive step. Otherwise, Israel is going to dismantle it for them.